All right, everybody. MonkeyPuzzle here with BFun. What's up, BFun?
Hey, how you doing?
So we just made the journey here up to not exactly the westernmost Arctic, but we're pretty far west. And see, oh, I'm in K mode, so I can't see my map that way. We're right there, which is actually almost at 50 longitude. So, but as far as the murder snow goes, this is pretty far west, much further west than we were before. If you want to know exactly how we got here, you should watch the last episode. But now, right now, we're going to try to throw together the shelter that we previewed to you 2 episodes ago up here to keep us warm. So at the moment, the murder snow is not murdering us. It's actually being pretty mild. We're at negative 60 Fahrenheit right now, and it seems like they've toned it down. Either that or we just accumulated better fur gear at this point.
Yeah, by the way, I had a little exchange with Jackson on the stream the other day, and according to him, he said, no, I don't think it's changed. So
that's good. That's what we want. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're going to throw down a little shelter here that's going to be a parking garage and a traveler's retreat along the way here. And from here, you'll either be able to go down to the desert once it's done, or to the further reaches of the peaks here, the Arctic. So we're going to get to it. First, I just want to show you the materials that we're going to use. You can see I've got stuff on my hotbar there, so you can take a little snapshot of that. And BFun has the exact same hotbar as me, minus the hatch frames and the tall walls there. So I've got like 11 foundations, 7 triangle ones. We're using S Plus for this, but no other building mods. I've got a couple door frames and 16 windows. And then this bear here has the rest of the building parts. So you can pause there and count those if you want to make this yourself. And then this bear has mostly appliances and equipment and stuff like that. So you can also pause on this and check that out. So we're going to try to build this in tandem, a little mirror image of each side, and see how fast we can do it. It may take longer than half an hour. If it does, just bear with us, but let's see how this goes. So this thing is going to park these guys, and we're using them. We spent a little time checking this out. Let me back out here. And we think that's the best place for it, the flattest spot that's going to have the most decent view. So we'll put 2 foundations behind them as sort of the center spacer. This thing is built on it's 4 wide. So that's going to be the spot immediately behind them. These are eventually going to go away, but we're just using them to start this build. So from there, we can go ahead, and I'm just going to build out this way, and BFun can do the same on the other side. We're just going to come out 4 foundations on the side of that centerpiece right there. And then they're going to meet up in the center right there. And then, like I said, eventually these will go away. And then with the S Plus ones, sometimes you're going to need to go lower like that just to be able to place them. So hopefully we have enough for that. And then now we want to come over this way on the side with some triangle foundations. So I'm going to need a helper piece to get me there. We need to get our reservoir down so we don't dehydrate up here, but we'll do that in a minute. All right, so now that that is placed, this one can go again, and then we're going to bring triangle foundations over this way, basically the equivalent of 4 square foundations like that. So there we go with these flat edges facing inward. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to complete the parking garage. It comes out a little bit this way in order to give them a little bit more space in here. And then I'm going to need that helper foundation again. I'm going to place it right there and use that to bring a foundation over this way. And then now this can go away. And this comes 2 deep, and again 4 wide. So that brings me, let me see,
the right number? Yeah.
halfway over. Yeah. And then you just need a little helper square one to get you over to here.
Oh, I can just snap from yours.
Yes, there you can. No, you can't use mine.
It's easier.
Okay.
Oh,
and
where did that go?
I just rubber banded like crazy. Okay. But I think I'm good. So I'm going to go ahead and put these foundations back on this bear. And before we go on, just so you guys can see this whole layout, don't count these two, but I'm going to need them in a second. So I'm going to leave them here. Let's go ahead and K out. And you can see the shape of it. So it is 4 wide in the narrow part, 6 wide with the triangle foundations, and a total of 10 foundations long. And that's going to be the whole thing. All right, so let's go ahead and do the next part. First, I'd say let's go ahead and place the hatch frame. So the whole concept of this one is to use the sloped behemoth hatch frames from Structures Plus. Man, what a storm. In lieu of the traditional behemoth gate, the vanilla one, which is 7.5 pieces wide. So if that's 4, the regular behemoth gate would come out to about here, which is crazy big, and it's also crazy tall. So these ones are only 4 wide, and they go 4 deep, and you can get all the same stuff in them. So we wanted to use those as a concept for, this build. So to do this, BFun and I have both spent a long time trying to figure out the best way to do this, and we found out that at least this is what we settle on for now, is that using the Structures Plus, which wall is this? This is
the large wall, 4
the
high.
large stone wall, not the extra large stone wall.
Yeah.
So it's 4 high, and that placing it right here on this one, not this or this or this, but placing it right there makes it easier to snap this, again, the slope stone behemoth hatch frame. I mean, it could be a metal one or a wood one if you wanted, but we want it to be impervious. Oh, you know what? Can you move the paracer, BFun?
Yeah.
I'm snapping to it. So now that we've used it as a spacer, it doesn't need to be in here, and we can finish this build by walking it back in. So it's a little tricky to find it, but it's not nearly as bad as it is without it. So trust us on that. And then this place is facing up. Now, actually, that didn't quite work out right because it's
that's
placed a little low. So we're going to take it higher. There should be 2 places for us to snap to, and we want the higher one. So let's see if I can get that again. Up. There it is. Now that looks low. I'm going to queue around. It's going to go in all kinds of weird places. And the hatch frames are the trickiest part of this whole ordeal. It's not giving me the second one. Well, let's see how this works out. Did it placed high before, right?
Yeah, it did. Like first time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember, did we have this back wall on the foundation on the opposite side facing?
We had it there because it was facing inside.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if when I choose the wall.
Because I know on the back wall we had it opposite of the way I did it when I did the testing. Yeah.
Do I have it
better?
I'm not getting any choices of snap points here. Well, if it does it this time, we're just going to roll with it. We'll see how it goes. But let me get that snap point again. Oh, there it is. That's the one we wanted.
That's it.
See how now it's actually sitting on top of the foundation. It's not
you don't see it protruding through.
Right, like it did before. Now we've tested. We'll see how this goes. Now that that's actually sitting on those foundations, we should be able to remove this wall without that breaking. And now we're going to repeat that process back here. We're spending a little extra time on this part because it's the trickiest part of that. I'm placing it in the same position. Now theoretically this wall is reversed. The inside is facing this way. because I didn't place it on a foundation right here. It should be the equivalent of this one. But that's okay. Because that, for some reason, is what worked. And what we've learned is when ARK works, don't question it. just go with it.
You know, it occurred to me that maybe, because you know how you were saying, we've noticed that it only wants to snap towards the inside of the building.
Uh-huh.
But effectively, that's snapping the other way. So maybe it's actually referencing the lower frame, which is encouraging that it might not collapse when we take that wall down.
Yeah. So that's going to be the trick, is when we build the rest of it, will this one stay? We're going to leave it that back supporting wall for now, and then we're going to build the all the slope walls underneath it. These things, however, will not snap to a sloped wall. But that's amazing that we got them flush with each other and both facing the same way. If you tried it from scratch any other way, you'd realize what a headache that is. So we just saved you the headache. That's done. We're going to leave that in place till the end. The test will be when we finish everything, if we can remove that.
Let's just remember to remove the door first.
So we don't lose that. That's a good thing. All right, so let's switch this to manual so it doesn't keep opening and closing on us. And these things will also make really good ramps for building the higher parts of this thing. And we're going to switch this one to manual as well. So now we also have a ladder for our build. Okay, so moving on, we need to go ahead and place the walls inside here. So first I'm going to place the doors. This one, you can do this however you want, but I think I'm going to put it right here, which is going to be between two windows. And then we're going to need to fill in under the hatch frame with a corner piece over here, a slope wall. But we'll do that. And then we're going to have one other set of doors back here in the workshop area. At least, actually, I think on this side only. I think actually we can skip this.
Yeah, we eliminated this one, didn't we?
We did, because that way the kitchen stuff didn't have to block the back window. Okay, so that done, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring these down here, and we're going to have a picture window in here, right in the middle of this third one. So I'm just going to put those now so I don't forget. And in the back, we're going to have a window back here too. So in true cooperation, BFun's going to have to place the other side of that. And then the rest of this, I just fill in with the window frames. And they're just going to fill in the rest of the outside all the way around. And some of these will get blocked by stuff. I don't really care. Oh, I'm on BFun's side. I better stop.
hey, get off my side.
One thing about your side, though, I'm going to do real quick is I also skipped a window over there. So I'm going to go ahead. I think I skipped it actually right here, because this.
Did that one too, yeah. Because put walls in.
Yeah, because this is just going to be the grill and the fridge.
This can be the grill, yeah.
So actually, I need one more.
But there was a air conditioner behind that still.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'll get it.
All right, so BFun's got that handled, and he's also keeping me in line when I make mistakes here. So that's pretty much the whole downstairs. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and, for weight purposes, I'm going to put the window walls back. I don't need these foundations anymore. And I'm going to grab a bunch of these walls. See, can I take half the stack? I think I did pretty good with that. And I'm going to take half of each of the slope walls. And then just get those nicely placed down here. And that can go away, that can go away. We'll leave that there for now. So then I'm just going to go ahead and build up this. It's going to be 2 levels in here, and the first one is 4 high. And that's all determined by these hatch frames. And you know what? Actually, too, I'm going to take some of these ramps off. See if that makes me too heavy. No, I can handle that.
Yeah, let's put a ramp down now because I can't get up over here.
Yeah, and we're going to put ramps. So, you may wonder why we didn't put foundations. Oh, these are the ceilings. Okay. Why we didn't put foundations in the center, and that's because for this hatch frame technique to work, they can get in, but they would get their head stuck on the top if they couldn't step down. So that's what makes this work as a behemoth gate. It's not really intended like this, it's just meant for flyers really. But we're going to go ahead and abuse it and use it for the max here. So I'm going to put ramps there so we can get up in there, and then we also do a little tricky thing here where we put a ramp off of the back of that triangle foundation right there just to help kind of get you around this corner a little bit, but we don't want to put one coming off of it. Well, I don't even know if it would let me actually on these triangle foundations, but if we had one coming down this way, the animals could get stuck on it. So that's our little compromise there, is that little workaround there. Cool. And then I'm going to put my last two in front here. Eventually we'll want to put some ramps coming down from the doors as well. And then, oh, what did I do there? That's not what I wanted. I wanted one of these in that spot. There we go. So I'm just going to build up in here. And then just build all the way up with the walls, and then keep placing these. Okay, and more walls. And I have 4 left, so hopefully that's right. It should be, because all those parts are from just taking apart the last one. But there's always the danger of doing it slightly differently each time. Okay, so now what I need is I'm going to grab half of these stone triangle ceilings. These are the flat ones. Let me get those down here. And I'm also going to grab... Actually, I only need 4 of these. I think we have some extra. Uh-oh. And B-Fun's swearing in my videos because he's breaking stuff.
Oh, okay. So, 1 window down.
That's fine. We have a little bit of extra stone and wood, but we actually set it up so that we're have to be pretty miserly, and there's no stone up here. Or wood, for that matter. So these guys, you got to do a little jump to get them in. But this is, we're going to use these to fill in this little side area. And it'll have a good function later, which you'll see. They're basically going to be loading docks to be able to walk on and off of the paracer. And it's also going to provide a way to build the rest up. Okay, so there's that. So now we need to get up higher. And I'm going to go ahead and start filling in this level with ceilings as well. And then I grabbed that hatch frame. And this could go any number of places. I put it right there. And that's going to get us up to the second level here. So I could also use the paracer to get up there, or I could use the hatch frames. I'm going to put one more, just in case, so I can get up there when I'm overburdened. Yeah. And be fun, showing off.
That didn't work.
Knocking me down. And yeah, I think those are all the same level. So, okay. So that completes that around there. So now we got to do a couple other things up here. Oops. Rubber band. I guess
lag.
B-Fun already took that trap door off that hatch frame just to be safe. So let me see. Let me grab a few more parts here. I'm going to grab some windows. Boom. And I don't need that. I don't think I'll need that.
I didn't take that hatch frame down.
You didn't take the hatch frame down?
I didn't take the door off.
Huh.
Where did it go?
I don't know. All right. Well, I have an extra one.
That's
There's a mystery. I don't see it on here. Weird. Okay. Well, moving on. So we actually are skipping a couple things here because we're not in any danger of dying like we were when we built the chalet over there. But if we were in danger of dying, the first thing we would have need to have done after we got the foundations and the first level of windows up is to get some warmth going on here. And conversely enough, in ARK, you do that with air conditioners. So we won't question that either. And I've just been throwing it down in this corner here. So let's go ahead and do that. And the S Plus ones, they snap. And I can move it around with my Q key. And I'm going to go with that. It actually, I wouldn't mind if it was back a bit. If I press G, it does not disable the snapping. So I just have to live with that. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay, and this puts some gas in it. Might as well turn it on. And now I got to lay down some cabling. So let's go ahead and get that going. That and that and that. Okay, so I'll start with the little intersection, and then I'm going to bring this out to the center like that and put one of these outlets down here. And I'm going to hide it all with the visibility tool, but I'm going to go ahead and manually disable the sparks. That's what you got to do, unless you like the sparks. They're kind of cool. And then I'm going to do the same with this. And don't worry, you can walk through these, and we're going to hide it. So it doesn't matter that you can see this. And I think that's probably good right there. Let's go ahead and put another intersection. And this. And the next outlet. And disable the sparks. Okay. So we're going to hide that, but if we were really in an emergency situation, the first thing we do is throw down all of these. So I'm putting them sort of every other. Probably made way too many. But it's better to be safe than dead. So that one goes there. Kind of went on to B-Fun's side a little bit there, but whatever.
Hey.
I'm on your side, man. So I just missed the two that go right here. So let me see. Let me grab the visibility tool, which I'm pretty sure I had on me. Let's just switch that out for the gun for the second. And go ahead and get that. Get the hide mode and boom. All gone. No wiring. So that's lovely. And then also if we were in crisis mode, we thought well enough ahead this time to actually bring 2 canteens each instead of just the one. But if we were really had the ice cube going on, we'd be losing water like crazy. So the next order of business is throwing down the reservoirs so that the next snowstorm we get, we actually get some water. So we actually just missed the snowstorm, unfortunately, but luckily we're not in crisis moment with that. So let's just grab these parts. I need that and this and this and that. And let me go ahead and set that up now. So I was putting them back here just because I can't stand things not being symmetrical. So you kind of see them when you look out the window, but hopefully it just gives you a sense of security, know that they're there. So before I put everything else down, let's just make sure that my vertical pipe will place where I want it to. I'm actually not seeing it. I'm pretty sure with that ceiling up there now, I am safe taking some of this stuff out. So let's get rid of that and see if I can do this. Boom, boom. Okay. That just lets me see what I'm doing a little bit better. Oh, the reason I didn't see it, it was just not inset quite enough. So let me pick that up. I can. Oh, this is not S+, so I got to use the gun on it. Accidentally just made a regular one. Okay, that's fine though. It won't matter. And put it about there. Hopefully I got it right this time. Stand up. Yeah, it's a little in. I'll live with that. So that goes there. And then those can go there. And there, actually, they'll disturb the view a little bit less that way. That's fine. And we could put a third. Probably will want to eventually. Yeah, those are nice and kind of out of the line of view that way. And then let's just put this stuff back together. So now, next snowstorm, we'll have water. And it's unfortunate we're not dying right now. Because it was a lot more thrilling when we did it over on the chalet when we were dying. Okay, so now the bottom layer is pretty much together except for the gear. We'll put that together in a minute. You know, the equipment. This is going to be the kitchen down here and it's going to be the workshop up there. Alright, brief pause for a coughing fit. Back from that. And so now... Let me see, I've got these windows on me. So the other thing I'm going to need these, I'm going to need those, and I'm going to need half of these sloped stone triangle roof things. So I'm going to take that half stack, and I'm going to take half stack of the double door frames as well. Alright, so hopefully I'll stop choking on nothing and get back up here and put the rest of this together. Ooh, it's nice and misty and stuff. So one thing I didn't do with the flat triangle ceilings is I got to bring them out over here, and that's so we'll be able to access this side. And then windows are going to complete the outside here, but I'm not going to start right there. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to get the triangle, oh, they reverse here. So the sloped wall right there to fill in that little gap. And then I'm going to use these slope triangle ceilings to make a little corner in front. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put one more right there. And then from there, I'm going to put a window. It could just as well be a wall right there. In fact, this time maybe I'll put a wall there. Because the window gets obstructed anyway. So there we go. We're going to put windows coming around this way. And I'm pretty sure they come all the way around. And then, yeah, on this side, there's going to be another picture window. I don't have the parts for that. And, oh yeah, at this point, you need to worry about the height of placement, because when you've got a ceiling on a wall, it gives you a couple different snap points for some reason. Just even with S+, you got to deal with that. So just look at it and press Q and get the one you want. Occasionally when it won't cooperate, it keeps giving the opposite. You do the opposite and then you fool it. So that's the thing. Now here, let me see. I forget if we had a window here or not. We'll know once we put the air conditioners in. At this point, what I'm going to put in here is these double doors. And we're putting them here because basically when we bring the paracer back in, it pretty much lines up right here depending on the slopes of your ground down there. But these kind of give you a way to get in and out of the paracer, but still be able to support the hatch frame up there, which is going to be really important, and hopefully it's going to actually be supported. We cross our fingers about that. So I think I can go up one higher with this one. Yep. And then now I think these are going to be the opposite this time, right? Because we've switched. We're now facing inward rather than over there. It was the opposite way. So use the opposite slope wall at this point. So hopefully that's going to work. We'll see. And also when I build this, you know, one thing I just realized that I did wrong is that it should only be 2 double door frames high, because that's going to stick out. I'm going to go ahead and demolish that double door frame with a wall right now, because we could use the stone anyway. So I'm just going to put that there. And then hopefully that's all good. And that thing will get supported. So now, I am going to put the double door frames here and here. Hopefully I'm at the higher snap. I am. I got lucky. And these can be too high also. Like that. So now this side needs a roof. And this is where we bring in these slope triangle ceilings again. And they can be pretty funny about snapping. Just get them close and use your Q key. And sometimes that will happen. Eventually, you will get it right. There we go. And there. And there. You notice that leaves a gap in between. So, for that one, you have to actually come down from the door frame. And that works fine even with these double doors. This is actually the first time I've used the double doors. I like them.
Yeah, they're cool. They got almost a pillar look on the support. They're wider than a wall.
Slightly. They are, which is okay.
Cool. Yeah, I like it actually. I'll often use them without the doors just for that, for an entrance.
Uh-huh. I can see that. Yeah. But then you're just not getting the cardboard box cutout effect.
Yeah, and you don't get that rough edge wall.
So I just found out that this last one has to go away right here because it's going to stick up. Boom. Okay, so that fills in this whole side for the paracer loading dock. So we'll check that out at the very end. But now we just need to keep going with this. So I just need the... I think we just have left is this back wall and the ceiling going up from that. Oop. Wow, that was a real rubber band. I'm back up here.
No wonder I couldn't snap and it was lag.
Okay. So I don't have any window frames left, so can you put those on both sides of where that back picture window is going to be?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is going to go in here. That's the higher point. Oh, I'm on B-Fun side. There we go. But I need you to put one in here.
Yep. This one's snapped in the wrong place. Try this one.
What did I do here? Oh, I guess the...
low? It's low.
It might be.
I think it is.
Oh, and actually on this...
There it goes.
This is not a slope wall right here. This is actually going to be... this is going to be just a regular wall, right? Because it's going to protrude up.
There we go.
And so we're going to have sloped ceilings coming up here. Oh, wrong thing. There. So now... It's going to be that one. And the other one. So I'm short one, or I've got the wrong slope ceiling on me. Alright, I finally got hungry. Let's go ahead and eat that. So I went ahead and made that missing piece. So we're good. And then actually, I just need some walls. Do you have any walls, Be Fun?
I do have walls.
We need one on top of each of these windows here. There we go. And then I've got all the roofs. So let's go ahead and fill those in. And this completes the back. Lickety split. And that one misplaced. And that's going to bug me. We'll have to fix that. And I think it's that one. There it is.
It's a wall, doesn't it?
Go. And there. So that is pretty much it for the structure. We do need to see now if this thing's going to stay. Pretty much everything that's going to be under it is there. So here's the big test. Let's go ahead and do this. You ready?
Oh, here it goes.
Yay! It worked. Excellent.
Amazing.
It's amazing. So thank you folks for your good wishes on that one that made that work. Alright, so I did bring an extra set of the behemoth stuff just in case we broke one. So no big tragedy there. And go ahead and put that up.
I actually need, what, 2 walls? Yeah.
Alright, and so there we go. That's all together. So you guys have seen the whole structural build at this point. We're just going to make the few missing parts that we somehow are missing. And we're also going to put the equipment in here to make this place functional. And we're going to do that real quick off camera just to keep this thing shorter. And then we'll bring you back when it's all done. One last thing I didn't show you is that these windows, they get air conditioners as well. That. And all these window frames get glass windows, so they can keep out the cold, but we don't have to open them to see out. Okay, well, I think we got it together, and whatever we want to call it, the Arctic Paracer Depot Garage, Fort, whatever, but it's just a good place to come up here with your all-terrain platform saddle guys and be able to park them inside, and it looks decent. It's kind of interesting. It was definitely built with function over form, and that's what informed the whole build. So you can just take a look at the outside here, what it looks like. BFun put a nice little touch here, this little lantern from Eco's Mod at each of these doors right here. We've got stairways going up from the outside, and then just to show you now that it does work, let's go ahead and park the paracer. So this paracer is going to live up here now. I'm going to go ahead and leave it and the bears and go back to Monkeyheim on the cats. Oh, and okay. Scared me for a second there. And actually, usually I back it in. So let me go ahead and do that. That's just so his head's not sticking out over the little workshop area. You know how they like to look at you and all that. So let's do a little cut. Okay, backing him up. Let's see if we can get it lined up with the little loading dock here.
That looks good.
At least close enough. And now you can just get on and off here and be able to take your materials over here. Got a little storage. Got an S Plus crafting station and a mortar and pestle. Smithy, even threw some basic materials in it. Not much, we can build that over time. And some beds so that we can respawn here. So that's all good. And then downstairs here, we got a little kitchen set up. We got a industrial grill or fridge. that is stocked full of meat and some healing potions already, some medical brews. And if we just had some narco berries, we could craft up some narcotics here. And I think that just about does it. Threw a little forge down. Anything I missed?
Oh, I almost forgot.
What did you
Upstairs.
forget? Upstairs.
Yeah.
Be Fun must have a little touch to add. Oh, yes. Perfect. Good thinking.
There we go.
Oh,
Even
and a
got
nice
the
rug. Oh, it's so homey. So this window, we managed to capture the view of the places we need to go to next. So we need to go to the chalet from this side. We didn't do that. And also, this is going to be a launching point for going to the desert with our mobile atmospheric regulatory system, or whatever that acronym was. So don't want this to go too long, but I think we've pulled it off. Let me know what you think, and if you got good names for this place, I don't know what I'm going to call it in the title yet, but let me know, and see if we can get a good sign out right here. Yeah, sort of. All right, everybody. So this is myself and Be Fun, and thank you for watching till the end of this episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. You're a little close, man. Or I guess I should scoot over.
Yeah, you're the one in the
middle. Fine. I'll sit here. I'm just trying to get that view.
Now we need Kimmy in between.
All right, folks. So we're just going to sit here for a long time and feel satisfied in what we did. And next episode, or at least one of these upcoming episodes, we'll take that adventure. Bye-bye for real. Backwards, hey.